there's one thing I would like to come back to, because obviously we all know what happens in a normal open session, but here we are on a virtual side. You mentioned several times the intervention of coaches. So what is actually the support that, as a participant, I would actually get from those coaches, and how can I get in contact with them? When will they actually be able to talk to me, and how do we discuss? How do we communicate?
Yes, very good point. First of all, there is several aspects. If we look at the finding your talents, there is the brain dominance. What is your preferred way of thinking? There's an emotional intelligence profile. And also, if people like to, and we recommend it, there's the strength scope profile. So you have those profiling work to do online, and then you have a coach talking you through your profile. These are certified coaches. So you've got 3 one-to-one sessions, for example, for the 3 profiles. That's outside of the live classes. And that will give you a lot of value. Second thing, in the live classes, like I said, there is a mirror on how do you behave in this group setting. So it's not like individuals working on their talents, it's 5 people working on the same overall goal. So now we make it into a project team, and people are observed how they are functioning in the team. We want people to become better at driving virtual project teams. So you get feedback from the coaches. They observe for an hour, there's a cut, okay, feedback. And maybe I share a little secret here. In a way, for that hour, and that is something that I learned from you many years back in those famous programs, someone really takes the manager role for an hour for the group. So your task is now to drive the group work forwards, individually and as a group. You can direct, you can coach, you can delegate, you can say nothing for an hour if you feel that's the best thing, up to you. Then there's a cut, and then the coach facilitates a feedback round. How was your situational leadership style? And people just, their mouth fell open what they hear in terms of feedback. So it's a very interesting, it's live projects, live people, a team. So you get very strong coaching interaction there. If you want one-to-one sessions, more than the ones we have, there will be a plus version. There will be the Global Village Leaders Club, and there will be a plus version, and the plus version has more one-to-one coaching sessions on demand. You can also upgrade later, but what I'm saying is, if people want one-to-one attention, it's there. The last thing is, maybe even the most important, we want to teach people the art of pull coaching. So the coaches demonstrate that they can do pull coaching, and pull coaching means they pull your ideas out, rather like a mentor push their ideas in. So they will demonstrate pull coaching, and they enable each peer to coach each other in pull coaching. It's a very important part of this program. And you and I know that there's only a fraction of managers worldwide who actually are really, really good at pull coaching. Very often they think they coach, but in fact they're telling they're mentoring, which is, it works, but it's not ideal. So you can see there's quite a bit of coaching intervention, but the coach is not the one who takes the lead, facilitates the session, tells the people what to do. Not at all. That's down to the group and to you.
Okay, I got it. I mean, there's probably our conversation has been quite long already, but there's one point. I always use the word whole brain management or whole brain thinking. You actually earlier on in our conversation used a word that I found also interesting, which is using my head and my heart at the same time. And you also use that word becoming remarkable. Now, I like that idea of being remarkable, being remarked, especially my home language, native language, which is French. Remarquer, it means something quite interesting, which is you stand out. So how can you stand out? By using your heart and your head at the same time. I'm really puzzled about that.
Very good. Let me kick the German word in, bemerkenswert.
Wow, that's even a longer one.
Das ist typical German, bemerkenswert. So, es ist wert, eine Bemerkung zu machen. Okay, it's worth making a remark. Now, first of all, some people have in their mind remarkable means glamorous, outstanding, and some people can't cope with that. No, that's not what it might mean that, but that's not what I mean with that. You do something in a way that others look up, listen up, watch you. What was that? That was good. That was helpful. Might be it's even stirring something up in a meeting. Asking this question, why are we doing this? Isn't this time wasting? I've got a better idea, but before I give my idea, what do you think? Is this worth doing what we're doing right now? That is a remarkable question. And it could mean that next Monday in the kickoff meeting, you ask that question with a sensitive diplomacy, and you've become remarkable on the Monday morning at 10:08. It's that simple, yeah? But if you and I know when we work with classes, large groups, sometimes conferences, 500 people or 50 people, one-to-one coaching, we can spot the people that have found it. They are different, they come across different, they stand out. Not because they're arrogant, not because they are amazing, they stand out. And that is something that can be acquired, in my opinion, by everyone, because everyone has unique talents. So here is then again the logic. Find what you haven't found yet, work on it so it really brings you this energy of becoming fully engaged, and don't worry about remarkable. That comes as a consequence. Yeah, that's just a byproduct.
Got it. There's one question which is, I didn't have really the time to participate in your pilots. However, you know, we've been working a lot on team cohesion in rooms, in physical meetings, and we really know how this works. I was really, I'm really puzzled about this idea of building a cohesive team virtually, almost on people that have never met.
Yes.
What is your experience there?
You know, what is very, very interesting, this is eye-opening. Normally, webinars, this is not a webinar, what we're doing with them. Webinars like someone is talking, the others are listening, no connection. This is a peer group, this is a Zoom chat room, a Zoom conference. And people get under each other's skin, because the difference is, if we sit in a boardroom meeting, everyone has their social armor up, their suit, their BlackBerry, their iPhone and stuff. And it's like seen and be seen. If we have 5 to 6 people in a Zoom session, they are in their private setting. I mean, I'm now against the white wall on purpose, but for instance, we can see your home, we can see your books. People let down their social armor. They don't come in business suits, and the magic begins. So what makes a cohesive team? There's a work group, work unit. They can move to collaborative, which means mutual understanding, etc., or they can transform into cohesive. And we know from all those virtual projects in the world, so many project leaders are wrestling with a disconnected team in virtual different parts of the planet. So the art of learning to become a cohesive team virtual is very valuable. How do you do it? Several layers. Could go into detail, I keep it short. You need to build a solid trust. You need to let your hair down. You need to become vulnerable and open. And that happens already in the first session in the masterclass. What is the vulnerable part as well? Let's be open here. Foundation is trust. Then a healthy conflict culture. A lot of teams don't have that. They shy away from conflict. Oh, don't get emotional in conflict. And here we want you to argue, to dispute, to interrupt the others. And no, this is not good enough. We can do better. Conflict culture. Don't go in endless loops. At one point, there needs to be a decision. Then you move forward. So you have then commitment, alignment, responsibility, accountability. So these are the layers of a cohesive team. And it can only be done with teams from, let's say, 7 or 8. You can't have cohesive with 15 people in a way. And this is what we teach. This is why people take the head for the team for an hour. And this is why there's so many byproducts of learning. And I think we will really shake up the market with this. You will see that the people are different 4 weeks later. You will see it already 2 weeks later at work or in their WebEx sessions. That's the hope. No, hope is a beggar. That's the fact.
Maybe there's one, as a conclusion, there is one word I picked up in the brief and on the website, because I had a deep look at the website. And by the way, this is a very interesting website because it is interactive and it gets you to understand how the whole program works. So I would really engage everybody to have a look at it because it gives you more information there. My question is, there is this one word that popped on my eyes, which is business artist. I mean, that sounds a pretty interesting concept. So can you tell me more about that one?
Yes, I mean, you and I know with left brain and right brain, visuals, a metaphor. What is a metaphor that people can instantly picture? And I thought about it, and I like the idea of art, whether it is, well, any form of art, because it reaches certain people, it goes emotionally under their skin, and it's like, oh, okay. Now, a business artist would be someone who found their, oh, let's go take a normal artist again. A great artist works relentlessly on his or her talents, wants to be recognized, but is just so involved in expressing themselves. And it's great to see them working at their pieces. Okay, and that is the metaphor for business artists. They know what their purpose is in the company or in their own company, in their department. They know what they can excel at, what they're good at, and they do it. They do it. And it's fun to see them at work. So if you become a business artist, it has this bit of a creative touch, fun touch. You know, that's the idea. It's a metaphor. And also Google a little bit, that's the good thing about Google. You throw anything in, quotes, Picasso, amazing quotes, the guy. One is, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remember that when we grow older. So if that's a fact, no one can actually turn around and say, oh, I don't have any talents. I don't know what I'm good at. Well, you look harder. You need to look harder. So that is something. And children can be so expressive, you know, and in adulthood, in the company, we lose it a bit. So there's Andy Warhol also says, art is what you get away with. So don't tell me I'm not an artist. What do you mean? Art is expression. He also says, being able to make money is art. Doing a business, a profitable business is the best art. So there is this link, business artist. I like it.
There's a link between business and art. I get it. Actually, first of all, I wanted to thank you for the time you gave me to explain you all this. And I would like to finish actually on a painting from a friend of mine who was showing a white elephant. And it looks like that program to me seems to be a white elephant amongst actually those elements. So thank you very much for the work you've been putting in there. And I wish you a lot of success in this program.
Yes. And I can't wait also to see you there and helping, because we will scale this. And also when you said with the website is done in a way that it's for mobile devices. So it looks probably a little bit strange on a 15-inch Mac, but on a mobile device. And just think about how many people are actually coming through the ranks, what is happening in the global village. You know, I want people to give a chance to just get on the right track early in life, rather than discovering 10 years later what they would have been good at. And it's an exciting time. So yes, thank you for the time and the great questions, and let's see what unfolds.
Good. Have fun actually, and take care, and good luck for your program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Click on the link to fill out the application. It's your chance to get on the waiting list and possibly accepted. There is no commitment at this stage. It's a selection process of carefully matched peer groups. Don't forget to subscribe to our email circle. The application has great questions, like a free mini coaching session how to discover your talents to become fully engaged and remarkable. Once accepted, you have 48 hours to commit or step aside from the waiting list.